So, yeah, fun conversation with Andrew Whitworth. And this story, not fun at all, Vinny Goodwill. And I heard about this morning. Took me back to my childhood. I grew up, I was a Steelers fan living in Akron, Ohio. It did not play well in my household, full of Browns fans, but I love the Steelers. My big brother loved the Steelers too. We were the only two in the Holley household, in our whole immediate family and extended family, who loved the Steelers. And, you know, I think the Steelers and the city of Pittsburgh got Franco Harris right because they never called him Harris. Nobody ever called him Harris. You can say Bradshaw. You can say Swan. You know, there's Mean Joe Green, Lambert. But with Franco Harris, they called him Franco. It was Franco. And that was it. And they treated him like that. They treated him like that when he played. They brought out the humanity. I think the city really embraced the humanity of Franco Harris. And that's why in retirement, Vinny, he was still a member of that community. He opened a couple of businesses there. He's got a statue there. And the cruel irony, he died this morning at the age of 72. The cruel irony is we're 2 days away from the 50th anniversary of the Immaculate Reception. That play right there, one of the greatest plays in NFL history. The first postseason win in the history of the Steelers was that game right there. And it was supposed to be a celebration. The Steelers were going to retire that number 32. That's not what they do. A lot of organizations retire a bunch of numbers. Franco Harris is going to be the third retired number in Steelers history. And we still don't know the cause. The Steelers announced that he died overnight. So I still know what your thoughts are about Franco Harris, but I was just really sad to hear this news.
Yeah, it was, you read, when you hear names like Franco Harris, you think they're older than what they are, right? And then you find out 72 years old. And when you saw him and when you heard him, you know, from a public speaking standpoint, he didn't look it. He didn't look or sound sick. I think he was doing Sirius XM radio yesterday. He just sounded like himself. And I hear you on the Steelers not retiring jerseys. It's not something that they do. But man, wouldn't it have been wonderful to give this man the flowers that he deserved while he was still here? You know what I mean? Like Terry Bradshaw's jersey, I believe, has not been retired. So it's not like they're exercising a certain, you know what I mean? They're playing favorites. They just have the standard is the standard, which makes sense in a lot of different ways. When it comes to retiring a jersey, though, man, sometimes you want to celebrate the guys that you have while they're still around, because you never know when it's going to happen. You know, and being a former Lions fan, I don't have Super Bowls to look at. I don't have Super Bowl runs or playoff runs or anything of the sort. So you look at other franchises that do have that history, and the Steelers are certainly one of them. And Franco Harris was done playing well before I was born. So everything that I have, any memories that I have, would be on the NFL films footage with Steve Sabol and the music and the slow motion. But man, when I heard Mike Tomlin today speak about Franco Harris, that was the thing that, you know, it touches you. Because you're talking about not just an athlete, you're talking about an actual human being. You know what I mean?
That's right.
We tend to memorialize the athletes, but forget about the man. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I don't think, and that's why I said they called him
touching it.
Yeah, I think that's what that stands out. That's why I said the Steelers, when they were calling him Franco in the 70s on the field, they probably didn't even realize, these fans didn't even realize what they were doing. There was something about him. They were drawn to him. And you think about those Steelers teams, think about those. So 4 championships in 6 years. The face of those teams is you think about the defense. They used to shut people down. So you had Green and you have Lambert and you have Ham and you have Donnie Shell and Mel Blount, like all these big hulking defensive players who would really just snuff out anything that you were trying to do. Like nothing worked. For a long time, nothing worked against them. But Franco Harris was the opposite of that. Quiet. He was a big guy too. And that's the thing that surprised me Because as a kid, you're just watching him, and I loved watching him run. I just like he galloped. I just like the way he galloped.
Yeah.
I was surprised. I was surprised he was 230 pounds. So this is not he was a fullback in college. So this is not like one of these 185, 190 pound backs. He was a big guy, but he didn't come off that way. Not on the field. He had a little grace when he ran. He was kind of quiet. But he was the glue. He really was the glue offensively that brought everything together for the Steelers. As Art Rooney's grandfather said, we didn't win that much when he wasn't here. And when he got here, we never lost. So Franco Harris, gone, 72 years old. Rest in power. Hey, thanks for watching Brother from Another on YouTube. Make sure you hit subscribe before you leave, and be sure to watch us 3 to 5 p.m. Eastern Time on Peacock. Appreciate you.